there, welcome back to my cozy corner of the internet. I'm Nora, and on this channel I talk about everything cozy and indie gaming. I honestly play everything from hidden indie gems with less than 5 reviews to games that are not considered traditionally cozy like Elden Ring, as long as it has some exploration or some storytelling, anything immersive. It's enough for me to play it in a cozy way. I know that was a long intro, but lately I'm getting lots of new subscribers, so hello. Another thing about me is that every month I play as many cozy and indie games as I can released last month, and I give you my honest opinions on them with my mini reviews to hopefully help you decide which ones to buy. So in today's video we're gonna be talking about all the May releases I played. This was a huge month. We have over 10 games to talk about. I mean, Paralives alone is already enough to make it a great month, but we also had so many other releases that you might have missed. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Should we just start with Paralives, or it's gonna be like the elephant in the room? Paralives is still in early access, so think of this as my initial thoughts on it and not a full review. When I first saw this game, I was in high school. Now I'm a whole adult, which is honestly insane. The first thing I want to say about Paralives is quite controversial for some reason, which is that I love the art style and I cannot believe some people hate it. I understand not liking it, not preferring it, but the fact that some people choose not to play this game because of its visual style is crazy to me, because this is literally the most magical part of the game to me. Literally give me all the games like this. I think it's so unique and whimsical. I feel like people who don't like this type of art style just hate things that have souls in general. I don't know. I would be so interested to know your opinions on this. Do you like the art style as much as me, or am I really a minority, and why don't you like it? Let me know in the comments. Moving on, I'm not even gonna talk about the bugs, by the way, because making a life sim game is so hard, especially for an indie studio, and they're bringing updates so quickly, so there's nothing to complain for me. I think there's lots to do for a game that literally just released to early access. The customization options are obviously mind-blowing. I love the narrative aspect to it. I really don't have anything negative to say about Paralives. I kept my expectations in check. I wasn't expecting a full game that I can play for 50 hours, but rather a game that I can slowly watch reach its full potential, go back every time it gets updated and watch it grow, and it's exactly that. There is a long roadmap ahead and I'm very excited for the journey. Next, I played Coffee Talk Tokyo. I'm not going in a particular order, by the way, but this was actually my second most awaited game of the month after Paralives, so I guess we started the video with my 2 personal picks. How is it possible that all Coffee Talk games literally have the same setting, same gameplay, very similar conversations, and yet I already can't wait for a 4th game with the same exact setting? I almost cried tears of joy when I started the game and heard the coffee machine turn on and the lo-fi music start playing. Like I said, I was really looking forward to Coffee Talk Tokyo, but I didn't realize how much I truly needed a new entry in the series until I started playing it. As always, I love the writing. They really are perfect at making the dialogue flow and not feel forced. The way the characters talk to each other and their reactions to things are exactly how I would expect them to be in real life. Also, the characters felt much more memorable to me this time around than they did in the second game. There were so many lovely personalities in this game that they might easily make me cry if I see them again in the next game in a few years or something. It also covered so many interesting and important topics like chronic pain, being a stay-at-home dad, burnout, losing your creative spark, bullying, women in STEM, grief, and more. I really enjoyed finding hidden posts from the previous game's characters on the in-game social media app Tomodachi. Also, some surprise visits from old characters. was very heartwarming. Another thing I didn't know I needed was the iced drinks. Anytime I prepared one in the game, I wanted to go and make one for myself in real life. All the recipes look so yummy and beautiful as always. I kind of feel like the variety of drinks were the weakest in this one though. Maybe because I had very high expectations since all the drinks I see from Japan look amazing and very aesthetic. I also wish we had more ingredients and combination options. This might be my only complaint about these games, to be honest. The only thing I wish would change. Right now, when a customer says they want something bitter and sweet, the options are very limited, so it's quite easy to make. I wish we had a few more options, not an overwhelming amount, but just to make things a bit more exciting. I know we had cinnamon in the previous games, but never apple to pair with, for example. Or I was quite surprised how we didn't have red beans in this game. Nothing else I would change though. I would happily play these games forever, as long as they can keep coming up with lovely characters like these. Then I played Thrifty Business. I loved this so much that I kept playing it even after I finished all the story content to get full achievements. If you love unpacking, this is literally that, except now you're unboxing and placing things around for your own store. When you buy a box of secondhand stuff to sell, you only have a preview of what's in it and what category of items, so it's almost like a mystery box each time, which makes unboxing things more fun. My absolute favorite box are the clothing or book boxes because placing them just feels so satisfying. Slowly upgrading the store and unlocking new decor, more space, it all felt very addicting and rewarding. I also really love the unique vibrant look all Spell Garden games have. It makes me so happy to look at their games, and this one is no different. The whole game just feels like a safe space. You can run events at your store like a book club, a queer dating night, a grief support group, and you can definitely feel the community. Overall, I'm really happy with the game, but I do have some small logic issues, like how can a blanket not fit anywhere? Even when the printer does, a sewing machine does, a TV does, the blanket doesn't, and a pet blanket at that. I mean, just fold it again or something. I had the same issue with other objects too. For example, a dog bed, which actually I remember watching a video from the devs saying they made this item smaller, yet I still had a hard time finding a place for it. I mean, I wish we could just place things on the ground. Isn't that where it's gonna be placed after it's bought anyway? And some things that I would love to place on a sofa or a table cannot be placed there. Like, I would love to place books or plants on the tables, but it only goes on the floor. Some weird rules like these made me go, but why? From time to time. But if you like the premise and the aesthetics, the gameplay itself doesn't disappoint. I think you'll have a very cozy time with this one. Then we have Gambonanza, which is a chess roguelike deck builder. I just wanted to check this out for an hour, but somehow I ended up playing it for 4 hours. I should start by saying I didn't play Balatro, so I probably like this a tiny bit more than someone who did, as it felt more fresh to me and I don't have anything else to compare it with. I had lots of fun trying different builds and seeing the bosses, but something about the game felt off. I think it was multiple things actually. Economy is kinda weird, the enemy AI is unbalanced, some perks feel completely useless or too OP. Did I have fun for a few hours? Definitely, but the next time I wanna play a table rogue game, this probably wouldn't be my first choice. Then I played Town to City. This released to early access last September, and now a few weeks ago it had its full launch with a huge update. If there is one genre I can never get into, it's city builders / strategy games. While Town to City just proved to me that I don't like those games because they usually lack any kind of aesthetic. Literally just add some soul to how your game looks and watch me happily build my city. Also, most games in this genre are too complex and I feel like it has a high barrier to entry, but this game has clear goals for you to follow step by step and the tutorial is not overwhelming at all. So for the first time in my life, I actually got to play this kind of game and be genuinely excited to grow my city. Everything I do looks so aesthetic. It's basically a cozy, cute version of City Skylines. If you feel the same about city builders, I would recommend giving this a chance. Next, I played Call of the Elder Gods. I didn't play the first game, Call of the Sea, yet, but this sequel did an amazing job summarizing the events without confusing me even one bit. I always wanted to play it since I love narrative walking sim type of games, but I'm not a big fan of puzzles, so I've always been intimidated. When I was filming my monthly game releases video for my channel last month, seeing this game's trailer over and over again as I edited, I got so interested in it because one second there's snowy abandoned zones, the next second you're in a cosmic Lovecraftian place, then you're in 1940s Germany, then you're in modern times, next you're in the deserts. It definitely piqued my interest and I wanted to see what the heck is going on in this game. I'm so glad I picked it up. Yes, it's true, some puzzles were hard for me and I would probably get stuck in a few places for an hour or two if it weren't for YouTube, but the others I felt so much accomplishment for figuring out on my own. Noting everything down in our journal, then going back to the notes to try and make sense of things made me feel so smart. The story was a bit too cosmic for my liking and I didn't follow it that well. If you question me right now, I probably already forgot some important details, even though I finished the game literally less than 24 hours ago, but I still enjoyed following it at the moment. I'm definitely gonna go back to play the first game. Moving on, I played Map, a game about maps. This is one of those games that make me feel so smart and so dumb at the same time. In Map, you play as a cartographer exploring uncharted islands, using your navigation tools to precisely chart the land. It sounds a bit confusing and serious, but it's quite cozy. The feeling when I pin something and get it exactly right the first time makes me actually feel like a genius and think stupid things like, I'm so good at this, should I just quit everything and be a cartographer? But then 2 minutes later, I can't even tell which direction is where. Am I going north or south right now? What's going on? Where even am I? And reality hits me that I'm simply horrible with directions. I love the storytelling in this game. The voiceover is literally just map. No matter what the characters are actually saying, the only sounds coming out of their mouths are map, which I love. It made me smile each time. This game taught me enough that I hopefully would be able to find my way if I had to use an actual map one day. I mean, at least I hope so. Or maybe it's just false confidence again. But before I played this, if you asked me if I could read a map, my answer would be 100% nope. So there definitely is some improvement. I love it when games gently teach you things without you even realizing. And this just proves my whole point I made in the last video on my channel. Video games are absolutely not a waste of time. Then we have a game I'm really excited to talk about, which is Waxheads. To work in a record store in a cozy game, that sounded like it would be a dream to play, and it was. Waxheads is a cozy narrative puzzle game where you manage a struggling record store and match eccentric customers with their perfect albums, or a better and easier way to describe it might be, it's coffee talk but for music. I loved opening up the shop every day and facing new challenges. I think it realistically captured the sad, harsh realities of owning an indie record store in 2026. The game has a super cozy routine of opening up the shutters, going in the store and meeting up with your colleagues in the break room, chatting a bit about whatever is going on that day, reading the daily article from the indie music magazine, walking the cow, scrolling a bit, and opening the doors of the store to start our day. Customers come in and give you vague clues like I want this recent movie's soundtrack or I heard my favorite artist joined a new band, and you have multiple ways to find the answer, like inspecting the record itself, reading the back of it, or checking social media to see if other people mentioned anything about that. It honestly doesn't get boring at all. Each request was interesting to figure out. There is an amazing story as well that's 100% worth playing through. In fact, my favorite scene and my favorite song from the whole game was the final scene, even though there are so many good songs from the game, which actually is another part I want to talk about. It's so impressive how they created actual songs from so many different imaginary bands, and each song sounds like they actually belong to different bands. Not to mention the album covers that all have amazing art, and the store cycles through albums, so we constantly change stock. So some of these albums are only here for one day and then they're gone. The fact that they put this much effort into designing lovely covers for all of them is something I appreciated a lot. Music lovers, definitely don't skip this one. If flying around space, exploring, meeting lots of unique characters, and trying to learn how to rest and take breaks sounds good, then you're in luck because in the next game I played, you do those exact things. Wait, but even better, you do them as a cute duck. This is Duck Side of the Moon. I really enjoyed how cozy and low stakes this story was, even though so many chaotic things are happening all around us. It had personality, the fetch quests didn't feel tedious, getting around was easy, and the exploration was interesting and rewarding. The story took quite an emotional turn towards the end, but overall, it's a super cute, feel-good game that kindly reminds you how important it is to listen to your body and get some rest. I beat it in 5 to 6 hours, which felt like the perfect length for me. I would recommend if you're looking for a cute exploration story. Next, I played Boardwalk Builders. In this one, you design a cute boardwalk building rides, shops, and restaurants on it. I honestly don't have much to say about this one as I got done with it after an hour of playing. I guess it might be a good second monitor / idle game since it's very beautiful to look at, and I enjoyed the mechanic of combining different stalls together to unlock new and bigger shops. But as someone who doesn't have a second monitor, the gameplay is too slow and easy for me. Then I played Outbound. This game was somehow discovered by the toxic gamers, which I find odd because it's such a cozy and chill game with zero stress. I left a Steam review for this and I literally got spammed by 3 random guys for days, and so did all my other friends who left a positive review for this game. 2 of them literally kept stalking my profile and said stuff like, "You're a Steam bot that plays shovelware games no one has ever heard of. You created a scam network. All your friends play the same weird games as you do." Meanwhile, the games I was playing were literally these games I talk about in this video so far. It was so funny, weird, and sad that these people with zero, and I mean absolutely zero knowledge of indie cozy games somehow found this game, I guess expecting a game full of action or something, and then attacked anyone who enjoyed it. Anyway, this was my review. I have to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this genre. Most crafting exploration games I've played feel like a grind fest, and the only game I truly enjoyed was The Long Dark because it actually felt like I was exploring the world and doing whatever I wanted. It felt free, and you know what? This feels like a much cozier, chiller version of that. I was excited for Outbound because the idea of a cozy game where you live the dream nomadic life just interested me so much, but I really didn't expect to lose myself in its world as much as I did. I quickly made my cute little van my own and happily started making plans to customize it. What to craft next, what to put where. I haven't played that much yet, so I can't really speak to the variety of exploration in the upcoming hours, but a few hours in, I'm having such a good time with it. I also can't help but compare it to Firewatch due to its visuals and theme. It's like Firewatch if it had a much bigger world and no story. There is also a strong environmental message. The game is set in a utopian near future where we use natural resources for everything, like fiber and wood for fuel, or recycling the trash we find gives us other useful resources. It's quite nice to see and really adds to the good vibes of the game. The last thing I want to mention for anyone thinking I don't have any friends to play with. First of all, I'm sending y'all a big hug because same, but also I was kinda hesitant about whether I would enjoy the game solo, but now after a few hours, I think I might even prefer it this way. It definitely feels much more immersive and I feel like I'm on a big adventure all on my own. So if a chill mix of The Long Dark and Firewatch with zero threats sounds good, this is an easy recommendation. So this was my review after 4 hours. I played more after and now I'm 10 hours in. I'm still really enjoying it and my thoughts stayed the same. Next, I played Kioku last summer. This was a game I wanted to love. It's a cozy narrative game where we play as a little kid who just moved to a new island and our adventures there. Making new friends, exploring the island. It sounded like something I would love since as a kid I also spent all my summers on an island and it gave me Summer in Mara vibes, which was such a cute summer game to play. Unfortunately though, the game is just not fun in a lot of ways. It has many bugs. I got stuck and restarted the same minigame multiple times and I just started feeling anxious that I would do something to break the game and would have to restart again when I started playing it to have a cozy time in the first place. So yeah, unfortunately I have to put this game down at its current state. And finally, I played Dead as Disco. This is a rhythm beat 'em up game that's like a mix of Sifu and Hi-Fi Rush that's somehow even more fun than I expected it to be. Everything is so well executed. There's a story mode with some bosses, but there's also another mode where you can add your own songs and play with them, which can immediately turn into endless fun, as you can just cosplay Michael Jackson or recreate your favorite movie fight scene with the same soundtrack, or some meme songs. It's just so fun. This is also in early access, by the way. They're gonna be adding co-op multiplayer, new bosses, new music, full voiceover, and even more along the way, so I'm very excited. It's definitely a game I'll keep going back to with each update, and if you want some pure fun, I can easily recommend Dead as Disco. Well, that's it for me. Thank you to all these studios and developers for another month of amazing games. If you'd like to see more videos like this from me, don't forget to subscribe so that YouTube can recommend me to you again. Otherwise, we will probably never cross paths again in the algorithm. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I hope you found the video helpful. I would love to hear what you've played this past month and if my opinions helped you decide whether to buy or skip any of these games, please let me know. I will see you next week with a new video. Until then, stay cozy. Bye bye.